serving, passing, setting, Harper Murray, Madison Skinner, and Lexi Rodriguez. Those are some important names and skills in volleyball today, and the reason volleyball has become so popular. Volleyball has even took a step into the professional league, and that is how some people are making income for their family, and it's now their full-time job. Even some Olympians have retired and became a professional volleyball player. Now that we covered some of the basics, let's go ahead and show what we're going to be talking about today. The first set, we're going to be talking about the history of volleyball. The second set is the evolution of volleyball, and the third set is what people are digging and how it is became so popular today. Volleyball was invented in 1895 in Massachusetts by somebody called William Morgan. He was a worker at his local YMCA, and the reason he wanted to make another sport was because he saw so many kids just sitting out of basketball because they hated how much contact there was. So he wanted to make a sport that he thought other people could enjoy too. According to Peter Navin, William got the inspiration of this sport from other sports that were already invented. He got the idea of the net from tennis and just raised the bottom of it so the bottom was at the height of the average man. He got the ball inspired from basketball, but just made it a little lighter so it didn't hurt as much when people were playing with it. He got the idea of being able to use your body parts in your hands from handball. More about the history is that volleyball used to not only be called volleyball, it used to be called mintonette, and it was called that until 1952. Volleyball was not only in Massachusetts, but because of the YMCA, it actually spread all around the United States and became more common. Now that we covered some of the basic history, let's get started with the second set and get into the evolution of the rules and how it got set up to be so successful. The first countries that volleyball spread to was actually India, China, Europe, South America, and even Africa. And this happened because some countries came together and talked to the FIVB, and because they saw that sport from the YMCA and they wanted to have that too. Some more important rules that came about was in 1947 in 1917 the teams expanded, and usually there was only 6 people on a team and they would just rotate in a circle, but then they started to figure out that some people were not always good at that. So then they needed more subs and to figure out where people played. And the next important thing is that in 1947, 14 countries came together and governed volleyball with the FIB because they wanted it to become a sport everywhere around the world because of its popularity. According to Javelin Sports, some of these upcoming rules are some of the most impactful rules in volleyball, such as in 1916, the 3-contact rule became a thing because there used to not be specific set rules, so they just needed to bring it down, so they made it 3 contacts. In 1989, the libero became a rule, and that's somebody who wears the other color jersey and just is in the back row. And in 1988, the points used to be played to only 15, but they decided to change it to 25. And then it used to be that only the serving team could score, but now you don't have to be serving to score. Now that we have made it to the third and final set, let's talk about how volleyball is killing it nowadays. Volleyball has spread now from men, not from women, but just to men too, and it also became a big role in the Olympics actually this year. It also took a step to the professional league, with even our local team being the Omaha Supernovas. And another professional league that was formed was Love Volleyball. That is actually still going on right now, with our local team being Love Omaha, and even some former Olympians being on the team. Another big step that got taken this year was in college volleyball. In college volleyball, on National Volleyball Day, Nebraska hosted 2 games, with it being Kearney versus Wayne State and Nebraska versus UNO. This game really brought everyone together and showed everyone how important volleyball was. During this game, it was hosted at Memorial Stadium in Nebraska with a record-breaking attendance of any female sports game, of it being 92,003. After this, volleyball really got the recognition that it deserved, and everyone just started to tune in, especially during the national championship. Now that we have covered all 3 sets and you guys can see how much volleyball has changed to this day, let's go ahead and recap what we did. In the first set, we talked about the history of volleyball. The second set was all about the evolution of volleyball, and the third set was about what people are digging in its popularity today. Now that I covered all of this, I hope that you guys can see that volleyball is a sport that has been taken seriously recently. Thank you all for joining me in my volleyball game today.